Okay, so I usually don't do videos like this. I usually just do my reviews and maybe a skit here or two. But I want to talk about the Jordan 6 Carmine. So, I personally feel like Nike should have been held accountable for selling this shoe for retail price $200 with a defect. One, they didn't even come out and tell us that it was going to be a defect on the shoe. I honestly saw the first time I heard about it was from Zeke Sneaks. Um, and then I saw other people posting about it. So, I do feel like Nike should have been held accountable for not telling us that the shoe had a defect and still for selling it for full price at $200. Um, I don't think that's fair, and I think that the people who went and bought this shoe and now are trying to resell it for $300. I mean, I guess that's the game, but I just feel like that's petty, and I feel like people are kind of to the point where it doesn't matter about the shoe or anything. It's just, oh, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna mark it up, and if I bought them all or it's none left, you have to buy it for me for $300. Is this shoe worth $300 in my opinion? It possibly could have been, and some that aren't tinted as well, yeah, possibly can, be more worth more than retail. But I feel like if the shoe community doesn't stand up and still goes and this shoe sells out, then why does it matter? Why would Nike tell us anything? Because they're like, oh, people are still gonna buy it. It doesn't matter if the shoe was messed up. It doesn't matter this. It doesn't matter that. We still gonna sell it, not tell them, and we gonna make our money. And I just feel like that's messed up. But at the same time, the shoe community and the shoe enthusiasts or the people who like the shoe, if no one would have bought the shoe because of that, maybe that would have taught them something like, hey, we can't do this to people. They actually care. They're not going to buy the shoe. They holding us to some kind of standard of quality. I think that would have helped. I think that if you hit anyone where the money is, they'll realize something like, oh, we can't be doing this. It's just like you go to a restaurant, the food is bad, the service is bad, you get food poisoning, you like, I'm sure you complain, get your money back, whatever, call the next day, whatever. But let's say you didn't, and you went there, and every time it was a bad experience. If you never complain or never say anything or never stand up for, a principle that you feel, you should stand up for, then nothing is gonna change. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like, honestly, at this point, people need to do better, including Nike, including the shoe people. I mean, if I was Nike and everybody, and I saw a video of people pushing and shoving people for some shoes, like, seriously, are we still doing this? Like, is it that important? A shoe on your foot, is worth you fighting people, pushing people to get a shoe? You know what I'm saying? It's honestly ridiculous. Like, do I love shoes? Yes. Am I still going to keep buying shoes? Yes. Do I have 50, 60 pairs of shoes? Yes. Have I had more than that in my lifetime? At one point, yes. But at the end of the day, it's a shoe. You going to wear it. Most of y'all going to wear these shoes and beat them up anyway. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't even take care of y'all shoes, clean them when you, whatever. That's a whole nother subject, though. But regardless, it's a piece of material and it costs Nike so much less than $200 to make this shoe. So, you already overpaying for something because of the demand on it. And then when it's flawed, you don't even care about it. You still go out and buy this shoe. And I get it. Some people didn't care, regardless if it was pink or white. They didn't care. They wanted the shoe. I just wish that Nike would have gave us an option and told us, like, hey, this shoe might be defected. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even StockX put it up, like, hey, some of these shoes might be a defect, so when you get them, don't be surprised. But Nike didn't say anything, and I do not think that that's fair to the people who have been supporting them for years and stand by their products and wear their products. At this point, I feel like they don't care about the consumer. And don't get it twisted or misunderstood. Nike would be nothing without the consumer. That's how they're rich. That's how they have money, because we buy their products. We support them. And my thing is, if like you support someone and you do this for someone and they don't treat you the same, why do you still continually support them? And I know some people don't care. It's like I said, some people don't care about the pink, but I think we should have had an option or at least been warned about it. And I just don't think that that is right. And I think that this is gonna be this is of bigger significance than you think. You might be like, oh, this is petty, it's just a little shoe. But the thing is, if we start accepting anything, and the quality control on some shoes is already horrible. Like, you'll get some shoes, like I remember on the um what shoe was it? Oh, on the Fire Red 4s, people were getting defects where some of the midsole was missing. It was a big gap in it. It was defects on that. Now, I get it. No shoe is perfect. You know, some come out with defects. Okay, cool. You might have been able to turn that shoe, but it wasn't a mass problem. It was just some. But the quality control on these shoes is already horrible. And for them to blatantly do this, to me, it's a slap in the face. It's a sign of disrespect. And I just feel like people willingly, knowingly getting disrespected and not caring about it is foolish. And I feel like if it was me, right, and I sold you, and I was trying to sell you a pair of shoes and they messed up, we meet up in person, whatever, or even if we do it online, the first thing when you get them shoes, you gonna want a refund. You're not gonna want to buy the shoe from me because you like, oh, this shoe is messed up, he didn't tell me it was messed up, it's not as described, whatever. But when Nike does it, it's fine, it's okay. We pushing people in lines, we shoving people, we fighting over this shoe, we buying this shoe and then trying to resell it for $350. Like, seriously? Like, I just feel like, and I think that this is gonna be an important matter because it's gonna dictate the times to come. You know, they like, oh, this shoe was messed up, whatever, everybody bought it, it's sold out, so whatever. Now we don't even have to worry about the quality control. They're gonna buy regardless. We don't care about the product that we giving. We don't even have to disclaim to them that it's a defect in the product because it's sold out. You know what I'm saying? Just like any other shoe. This shoe sold out. People fighting each other for the shoe. And I just really think it's ridiculous. I think that we need to do better as consumers. And I feel like Nike definitely needs to be held accountable and do better with providing a product and a service. They got to be held to some kind of standard and some kind of quality. You know, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to affect the people more than it's going to affect Nike. And if the people don't stand up and they don't have any consequences, then, I mean, they just think that they can do what they want to do. I mean, this principle can spill over to so many different matters, and I think people will take those matters so seriously. You know, it's the same thing. Like, you go and get an oil change. They don't really put new oil in your car. They give you old oil, you know, and that starts happening to people. They find out, they complain, they get that business shut down, or if something happens. With Nike, nothing is going to happen with this because nobody really cares. And the people who do care, you know, it might be more than a few, but I don't know if it's going to be heard like that. You know, I made a post. My friend, I didn't get the shoe because, one, I didn't hit on sneakers. Did I try to get the shoe? Yeah, I did try to get the shoe. If my shoe would have came out pink, then I definitely would have tried to get a refund and got a better pair for sure. And like I said, some people don't care about it. But honestly, when I didn't get it for retail, I'm not going to pay resale for it because at the end of the day, I don't know what I'm getting. I could get lucky. I could not get lucky. You know, I just think that this shit should have been more transparent and more of an upfront situation, and it wasn't. It was just completely ignored, and people are okay with that. But at the end of the day, I think we need to do better as consumers, and I think that Nike definitely needs to do better. They need to be held accountable. So that is all I got to say about the Jordan 6 Carmine. And I mean, again, it's an iconic shoe. This is a shoe that Jordan actually wore. It's an OG colorway. And I just feel like the last time it came out was 2014. So we're talking about 7 years, you know, and no telling when they made this shoe. They made this shoe before it dropped, months in advance. When they saw this happening to the shoes, why not? They didn't want to scratch it because they didn't want to lose money. But again, they made more money than they spent making these shoes. You know, I don't know how much a shoe, the amount that people say a shoe costs to make is $20. Let's say it even costs $50 to make the shoe. They're selling the shoe for $200, so they're making a profit of $150 on every pair of shoes. Okay, yeah, you got to scrap, 1,000 pairs of shoes that cost you $50, right? But still, when you remake all of those shoes and you gain an $150 profit off of those shoes, you more than make up the money that you lost on those other shoes, and so forth. So it's just a point of them not caring because they know people are still going to buy it no matter what. It's like blind, it's like, I don't know. It's just like blind people. It's like people just leading in front of people following. So at the end of the day, I think that this is an important issue, and I think that, like I said, it's gonna determine how Nike treats us down the line, or treats their quality of their services. So again, that's all I gotta say about the Jordan 6 Carmine. I personally passed on the shoe. I'm not paying resale for the shoe. It's not that important to me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a shoe. So yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know, because I really want to talk about UAs, honestly. But I don't want to go up here just ranting and people, don't want to hear it or not like it. But let me know what you guys think about this video. Thank you for tuning in, and we out of here.